We got Club V being banned. Now Plaza from Rough Bread. So it seems like we're going to get a random workshop official split here. Rough Bread banning officials and banning random workshop. Okay, a little bit of a, I think maybe it had to happen there for Derp. Band Dance Hall. I guess we're going to theme park. And Redis would be happy about that. Ah, I can see in the chat, Redis. We got tournament settings going on. We're back on the right overlay. Everything's going smoothly. So this is a winners match. So this is going to be best of 9. Both of these players incredibly high seeded. You know, Rough Bread is a gold league and Derpiculous a platinum league. He's won the last event is what he won. He won the winter tournament, and clearly you can see he's off to a good start already with an excellent bomb. Takes a quick round. We'll see whether he can carry the momentum. He has the boost advantage, but we have spawn on boost. Oh, with an interesting route there by Derp. Wastes a bit of boost, maybe suboptimal. Doesn't seem to have mattered. Both players are about equal. You can see Derp going for a little bit of a tougher strat there, but it pays off. Ooh. Pulse doesn't quite hit. Derp just boosts through it. Something you come to expect from the top players. And another bomb from Derp. Not only does it push Rough Bread back, but it actually boosts Derp forwards. Gets another quick win. We could be seeing a bit of domination here. But I expect nothing less from the best, well, the number 1 seeded player in this tournament. Alright, so pretty standard. Rough Bread's probably going to take the top route again. He doesn't seem to be comfortable. Never mind, he takes the bottom route and he actually takes the lead for the first time in this match. He's got a box. If he uses it well, not quite, but it might come back and work in later rounds for him if they get that far. Rough Bread could just survive. Oh, it's tough though. Derp might take it. And he does. A quick 3-0 from Derp. Very quick. Alright, so these are longer sets, and I'm sure I explained this yesterday as well. But there are no bans in between picks. It's just loser picks. So we're going to Swift Peaks here. Now interesting, Derp takes the lower route, gets an item. Rough Bread gets a lot of boost though, although they are quite equal at the moment. Ooh, potentially a bad item usage there by Derp. And a miss there on the grapples as well, but a tackle evens it back up. We might see a lot of tackles here, both these players from the US. That means the ping is not going to be such a factor. And we see Derp taking the top route again. And gets another rocket. Unconventional route there by Rough Bread, but it seems to have paid off, and dodges the rocket as well. Pretty smart of him. And Derp, another miss. He seems to be a little bit off of form today. Rough Bread might have an opportunity here to steal a game or two, perhaps even take the set. Although, having said that, Rough Bread doesn't have any boost or an item. We'll see whether he can keep his lead with that sort of, well, player stats, I suppose you would call it. Derp's got a bomb. I expect as soon as he gets in front to use that as well. Derp trying everything he can to get in front, but Roughbred's just too consistent right now. And he has a bomb now, so this could be in the spikes. Well, not quite perfect usage there, but the idea was there. So you can tell both these players have the mentality that you need to win these sorts of tournaments. And we're going to sudden death on the first point. Well, that is if they survive. Roughbred looking like he's not going to quite take it. Can he survive? Ooh. Barely Derp takes the win. Swift Peak's looking like a not so strong map for Derp by comparison. Roughbred seems to be very confident on this map. And hits the boxes as well. This is very strange from Derp. I'm sure that he'll probably warm up during the set, but right now it's not looking great. Although, that being said, Roughbred's making a few mistakes as well. Oh no, not quite. Roughbred took the risky strat in the hopes that he'd actually kill Derp, but it turns out that it just wasn't quite enough. Derp was too fast and barely stays alive, was right on the edge of the screen there. And now Derp's in the lead because of that mistake. That was just a decision-making error, and a great ice by Derp, probably going to win him the round, and it does. Oh, and you'll see this is a setup. Roughbred cannot move, because if he does, he'll get hit like that. Derp covers an option, but it might not have been the best choice there, because Roughbred hasn't taken that route at all in this game. Oh, and a little bit of an early pulse by Roughbred as well. You're seeing these mistakes here by Roughbred. It could just be the nerves. Derp being much more consistent with items. So it seems like Derp just wanted to cycle through that item. He wasn't going to find a good place to use the rocket. But an ice is a much better item to get. Roughbred does avoid it. Oh, and they both make a mistake. That's quite lucky for Roughbred, but we'll see whether it comes back to bite Derp or whether he can salvage his mistake. And a bit of a panic bomb usage there, trying to just get him the extra speed from Roughbred. Needed to stay alive there. Obviously it's the last point, but it's just not enough. Derpiculous is too strong. So it's interesting here. Both players have been opting for the official maps so far, even though Roughbred was banning officials in the very beginning. It's interesting to see. So we've got library here, and I'm not sure about this pick for Roughbred. There's a lot of you know, this map's a test of consistency really, and it doesn't look like consistency's been on Roughbred's side. Looks like Derp has the advantage there, but we'll see how it pays off. A quick win for Derp. This might be a pattern here that we're seeing. Derp starting off with a quick win. We'll see whether it carries on. Oh, and a mistake by Derp. It might cost him the round. And an ice here could close it out. But a great dodge. We'll see whether it works though, because Derp's got low boost and he's very far in the back there. And Roughbred gets the point. Gets the point, sorry. Alright, starting off again here, completely equal. Derp makes a mistake. Maybe I'll be eating my words here, because Roughbred's looking very consistent on this map. We got an ice here though. Opts not to use it on the library swing. It's a very high risk, high reward. Maybe here. Option selecting Roughbred, make sure he doesn't go down. Interesting. Derp does something very high level and traps Roughbred on the option that he picked. I guess that's just the mentality. I would have never predicted that. Great item usage by Derp. An option select there by Roughbred, but Derp had enough boost to squeeze by. Doesn't matter though, because he messes up straight after that. And an early lead from Derp. Although not by much, the strats seem to have evened out. We'll see how the library swing goes. Often it's telling of a player's skill how good they can do the library swing, and you can just see the proficiency in Derp. Might end up closing the round out, and he does, and gets the item on the way in. Has he set up the ice correctly? Not quite. That's very unfortunate from Derp, but he does have a drill to save himself, and he takes back the lead. This is something that Derp's really good at. He'll go for a risky play, and he's just so quick compared to other players that he'll easily be able to retake the lead. Oh, Rough Red made a mistake. A much closer round though. That's 3-0 to Derpiculous. We'll see where Rough Red's going to go next. Casino. A quick casino pick. We're sticking to official maps. I don't know whether Rough Red feels more confident here. And neither go for the bottom route. They don't want the items. That being said, neither of these players are notorious for great item usage, although Derp's proving that he is very proficient with them nonetheless. We might see here a great ice. Oh, and a miss there. Uses it in the wrong direction. Rough Red lives. There's a choke point here. Derp might win. And he does. With a rocket as well. This could be used very sneakily to get a quick another win from Derp, but it seems like they've missed it. Ooh, Rough Red messes up again. I feel like the nerves might be getting to Rough Red. We saw Rough Red in a few games yesterday, and he seemed much more confident than this. Although maybe it's just the pressure that Derp exerts that is just too much. And it is. Quick 3-0 for Derp. So that leaves the scoreline at 4-0, match point for Derp. So it looks like Rough Red might be changing his strategy here to try and beat Derp and take a game. Picking Void seems to be a very popular tournament pick. We'll see whether Rough Red can take a map here. Ooh, and does mess him up. The pulse was good there by Rough Red. And a bit of a swag route there by Rough Red as well. He's got an item, but he chooses to cycle it to a better one. Pulse much more useful on this map, because there are so many grapples. Derp tries to predict Rough Red's path, but a good dodge by Rough Red. Not sure if that was intentional. Oh, we'll see a ball. Derp's playing the long game, forcing Rough Red to take a route that he's not comfortable with. But he pulls it off. Derp's still blazing the trail here in the front. And a great reaction time there. That was maybe half a second that Derp got a bomb and then used it. And another rocket. This is going to potentially cause some problems for Rough Red, but it doesn't seem to. Uses the pulse to get rid of it. Both players here are using items to the fullest of their capabilities. This here seems like it's going to be just the test of time. Nobody seems to be playing the waiting game on the gate there, which is unusual. I'm sure that a lot of you in ranked play would probably wait there to try and catch the opponent off guard and maybe bait them into going for a specific route and slowing them down. Derp doesn't seem to be interested in that, just wants to get through the map as quickly as possible. And another mistake. Has to use the drill to make up for it instead of using it in a potentially better situation. Got an ice from Rough Red. Sudden death encroaching. Oh, and well, Rough Red had enough boost to dodge that. And I don't know whether that was a prediction on the pulse from Derp. but he blocks the golden hook too. And we're in sudden death. The borders are going to start getting closer, and neither player is going to have as much room for error, and it seems to be Derpiculous that it's affecting the most. Derp hanging on for dear life here. Is it going to work? Oh, and a mistake by Roughbred. Great box by Derpiculous. He might have salvaged it. We'll see here as the borders encroach even further. Less and less space for these players. And some points now that become... well, they'll become choke points rather than being them in normal play. There's a ice here. Derp and Roughbred could cause a stun here and take the game, and it seems like Derp's capitalised. An intense first match. Now I'm just hearing that Edakk Santos, another competitor here, he's in the losers bracket, has just dropped out for family issues, which is unfortunate. We'll see Edakk Santos' opponent get a bye win in that case. And as I'm saying that, a much quicker win from Derpiculous this time. Seems to have maybe figured Roughbred out on this map. Oh, another great item by Derpiculous. Uses the blast radius of the bomb to completely ruin Roughbred's path. Ooh, and a double ice. Not quite able to use it properly though. We'll see Roughbred here. Taking the top route. And a great rocket. Roughbred could make a comeback here, it's very possible. He looks a lot more confident here, sorry, than on the official maps. And an early pulse. Normally that wouldn't be able to happen, but there is a feature in the game that allows you to do that if you've got the right timing. But it doesn't matter though, Derpiculous just takes it. And that's a 4-0 from Derpiculous. 5-0, sorry. Roughbred just not able to keep up on that one.